They lived a life of luxury online, but their real story was far darker than anyone imagined. In the digital age, social media offers a curated glimpse into people's lives. We see the highlights, the celebrations, the apparent successes. But what happens when that polished facade hides a much more sinister reality? Today, we delve into the story of a Filipino couple in America, whose seemingly enviable lifestyle on Facebook masked a disturbing truth that would eventually catch up with them. There's a detail in their online persona that most viewers likely overlooked, a subtle clue to the secrets they were desperately trying to conceal. The couple presented an image of prosperity and happiness, frequently sharing photos of their travels, fine dining, and fashionable purchases. Their online presence was a vibrant tapestry of what many would consider the American dream, a life of comfort and enjoyment. This constant display of affluence, particularly on platforms like Facebook, painted a picture of success, drawing admiration and perhaps even envy from their followers. But as we'll explore, this carefully constructed narrative was about to unravel. Their story raises crucial questions about authenticity in the digital world. How much of what we see online is genuine, and how much is a performance? This couple's case highlights the potential for deception, where outward appearances can be a powerful tool for manipulation. Their story matters because it serves as a stark reminder that not all that glitters is gold, especially when financial crimes are involved. What were the early warning signs that were missed? As their online life continued, authorities began to investigate a series of financial irregularities. The lavish spending, the constant stream of new possessions, where was the money truly coming from? The contrast between their public image and the private investigations grew starker. It's a classic case of living beyond one's means, but with a criminal twist. Was the pressure to maintain their online image too great to resist? The turning point came with mounting evidence suggesting a pattern of deceit and illegal activities. The details that emerged painted a picture not of a successful entrepreneur, but of individuals allegedly involved in illicit schemes. This reversal of fortune is a common thread in many crime stories, the fall from grace after a period of perceived triumph. What specific crimes were they accused of, and how did they manage to sustain their facade for so long? Ultimately, the pursuit of a lifestyle they couldn't genuinely afford led them down a path of crime, with their social media presence acting as both a boast and a potential trap. Their story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of living a lie, the consequences of financial fraud, and the ever-present risk of digital footprints revealing more than intended. It's a reminder that behind every perfect post, there might be a reality far removed from the picture-perfect image. The first layer is context. Every documentary story begins before the moment people remember. There is a setting, a chain of decisions, and a public reaction that shapes how the event is understood. In the case of Filipino couples' lavish lifestyle and alleged crimes, the important thing is not only what happened, but why the surrounding details made people pay attention. That is where the story begins to move from a simple summary into something more useful. It asks us to look at timing, location, pressure, and the way one moment can represent a much larger pattern. The second layer is what people often misunderstand. A single image or short clip can feel complete, but it usually leaves out the forces around it. Viewers see the result, not the build-up. They see the most dramatic frame, not the quiet details that made it possible. That gap matters because it changes the meaning of the story. When we examine Filipino couples' lavish lifestyle and alleged crimes carefully, we are not just asking what is visible. We are asking what is missing from the first impression. Then comes the turning point. This is where the story stops being only about one scene and starts pointing to a bigger question. Why did this particular moment stand out? Why did people share it, debate it, or return to it later? The answer is usually not one simple fact. It is a combination of emotion, uncertainty, and recognition. People respond when a story feels specific, but also familiar enough to connect to something they already care about. Another important detail is the human tendency to look for a clean conclusion. We want a final answer, a clear lesson, and a single explanation that ties every loose end together. But strong documentary stories often resist that. They leave us with evidence, competing interpretations, and a reminder that public understanding is always incomplete. That does not make the story weaker. It makes it more honest. So what value can we take from Filipino couples' lavish lifestyle and alleged crimes? The value is not just the event itself. It is the pattern around it. It shows how quickly attention forms, how easily context disappears, and how important it is to ask better questions before accepting the easiest version of a story. That is why stories like this continue to matter after the first wave of attention fades. In the end, Filipino couples' lavish lifestyle and alleged crimes remains worth examining because it sits between fact and interpretation. We can see enough to understand why it matters, but not always enough to close the case completely. And that open space is where documentary storytelling becomes powerful. It does not tell us what to think. It gives us a clearer way to look. Their story serves as a potent reminder that the curated lives we see online are often just that, curated. The pursuit of superficial success can lead to devastating consequences. For more deep dives into captivating crime stories and the psychology behind them, be sure to subscribe. Don't miss out on the next unraveling of a hidden truth.